Oh, Big Cash back up in here. DJ Snacks is back, y'all. He's back, tweaking the numbers again. You already know. They got Drake back, right? But being though that Drake lost, the next thing for them to go to is some deceitful things. And they what they doing is they tweaking the numbers and they back doing the numbers game. They back trying to play the numbers game. We got Hello Yasin.
That's because DJ Academic is on Drake's nuts. He can't just get over the fact that Kendrick bodied that nigga. That's why.
Breaking down the information, he doing the knowledge. Y'all already know how he give it up. I'm going to just react to it. I'm about to see what's going on up in here, man. I'm going to leave a link in the description. Y'all know I'm like, hold it. Oh. Before we get into that, y'all make sure y'all please go and cop y'all Street Dad, Geek Dad, Avoiding the Manufactured Mindset, written by me, Big Kish. Okay. Y'all know I'm like holding y'all. Without further ado, let's get it.
What's poppin', y'all? The thing I've loved about this Drake versus Kendrick Lamar beef is you get to see what numbers people choose to pay attention to, or in today's case, manipulate, depending on what side that they fall on. For instance, Academics recently went on a clip, and people, if you just take a look at the raw, obvious stat, Kendrick Lamar has more monthly listeners currently than Drake, by quite a significant margin. For example, right now, Drake, as of the time that I'm recording this, he has 80.4 million monthly listeners. And Kendrick Lamar has 87.3 monthly listeners. So about 7 million more monthly listeners. And this is coming at the...
Remember what he said in the beginning. He said they choose to ignore what's really going on. Yep. They just turn a blind eye to it. Check it out.
That Drake also has a hit song, Nokia, that's topping the charts alongside Kendrick Lamar. It's not like Drake hasn't released anything or he's being suppressed. But that stat doesn't really tell the whole story. So Academics, he gets a stat or a series of stats for the daily streams of an artist. And Drake is number one. And he has this to say.
The lead that Drake has over the number two person?
The daily streams. Daily streams. Yeah, listen, you got to listen to the context clues. You got to do this knowledge. Listen.
And Drake is number one. And he has this to say.
Yeah, the lead in underage girls.
The lead that Drake has over the number two person is more than anybody on this list. He's leading number two by 17 million streams. At the bottom of this list is X with 10 million streams. Let's see who has 17. We would have to go to Playboy Cardi. So his lead of number two is greater than Tyler, the Creator, whole career.
Try to create nothing?
We debating the number one and number two? Debating the number one and number two, bro? Everything that Dot said is true. Everything that I'm telling you, everything he done said is coming to fruition. Yep. Remember they debated the number one and number two?
Or not career, but current output. They shout your failures, but they whisper your accomplishments. They shout your failures, they whisper your accomplishments. Chat, you know they do that. They did that to me. Twitch banned him. He's over. When I had...
Man, you do it. You do it. You do it.
On stream.
Why we had to find out that Kendrick Lamar is your most listened to artist? Why we had to find that out by mistake? Because you whispering his success. You whispering his success.
At 35,000 people watching me for the Diddy not nobody said, oh, this is the big... By the way, we got more than Law and Crime, CNN, everybody. We're the biggest channel covering this entire Diddy trial. Not one of them...
Because you corny. Because you corny. That's why.
Yeah, nigga.
For people over 50 who didn't invest 20 years ago, I beg you, don't waste your time on random...
Ain't nobody, man, who is this dude? We just here for the information, man. Go step aside. Yeah, just give us our information. Get out of here. Get out of here. Now, if it was somebody that's popping, we're going to be in tune with him. Like, yo, come on, such and such got the information. Yeah, we cool with him. But you? Nah. Nah, you already didn't wipe your shoes off when you came up in the door when you was doing the Chicago joints.
Yeah, beat it, nigga.
Said, damn, we thought we got him, but he's still. Nope. They scream your failures, they whisper your accomplishments.
Sidebar. One of the things I like is when people get a sentence or a phrase and they try to repeat it again and again to give it a little bit more emphasis. I'm not being sarcastic whatsoever when I say that. I do enjoy that. However, what he's saying is something that we're all guilty of, including himself. People want to hear more about somebody being down bad or down and out than somebody actually winning. So this post gets reposted to Academics TV, which is a page run by Academics' right-hand man, you could call it, at least social media-wise. And he says, Academics reacts to Drake being the most streamed rapper on Spotify with 48.2 million daily streams, while Kendrick Lamar is second place with only 31.4 million, a difference of 17 million. Oh, wow, we got that. I appreciate him putting the math there, though, because there are some, I won't say some of you, because I have a higher regard for people that have stuck with me for quite a while and have watched me. You can't be that dumb to not see 17 million. No way. And watch me. Big Ac also wonders why the hip-hop media pundits are so silent. They shout his failures and whisper his accomplishments. Ain't this supposed to be the K-Dot era? The thing is, Kendrick Lamar right now is on a stadium tour, but I decided to do some digging on this because number one, if someone has significantly more output, significantly more songs, overall, they're going to release more. Anybody that's an independent artist knows that if you have a big catalog, your streams go up overall. Right? And this is similar to how the algorithm works too. Like for example, same thing happens on YouTube. Anything where the systems work relatively similar. So for instance, let's say Drake has, I don't know, 700 songs. I'm just throwing a random number out there, but Kendrick only has 150 songs. But Kendrick is getting streamed however much that they said in that clip, which is 31.4 million. But Drake is getting streamed 48 million. What is really more impressive if you can do it with less, especially if you've had a long span career. Now the reason why
quality over quantity. So Drake is up, right? But Kendrick got less output. Quality over quantity. There you go. There you go.
we can't just say that this works all the time, because what if someone just has a current hit song right now and they're getting 50 million streams a day? Is that person bigger than Drake that has a catalog? No, I wouldn't say so. So I do a little bit of digging on the numbers and I pull it up. Drake has released 507 songs on streaming platforms. Kendrick Lamar has released 246 songs on streaming platforms. And what I mean by songs is you've got the songs as the artist as a lead, you've got songs with the artist as a feature, and you've got solo songs of the artist.
So imagine if Dot bumped them numbers up. What would have happened? That 18 million window would get closed up real quick, boy.
So anything that the artist has appeared on, because all of these contribute to the daily streams. And I pulled all of this, and so Drake, he has 48.2 daily streams. As of that, it's maybe like 49 million. It's negligible now. It's a negligible difference since whenever this dropped, the next day or so. Kendrick has 31.4 million daily streams. But we need to proportion it out, because Kendrick has less than half of the songs released than Drake does. So Drake's daily average streams per song, because this is the best way we can really spread it across, is 95,068. Kendrick's daily average streams per song is 127,642. So each song of Kendrick Lamar, on average, right? This isn't the mean or anything like that. It packs a stronger punch. So he's outperforming Drake by
He did the numbers. He did the knowledge.
34.26% daily. And this is the thing. They're not going to use this number. And this is also the issue. Academics knows numbers. So the reason why he is not positioning it in the way that I'm positioning it is because it doesn't serve him to, or he doesn't even want to position Kendrick Lamar in a winning light versus Drake, even when it comes down to numbers. And somebody had, some people are really not understanding the way that
He gotta do everything surface level. He can't go down and do like the numbers. Well, Drake put out more, but if Kendrick put out the same as Drake, then that gap will close. That gap will close. Bro, he put out what's that, half? That's half. Come on, man.
This works, because they're trying to critique it. The problem is there are a lot of different variables that we can use to make this more fair? Listen, I'm not a statistician. I've got logic and reason. That's all I've got. And I'm not pretending to be a statistician. What I'm saying and what I was trying to demonstrate with that tweet is how you can manipulate numbers and not necessarily lie, but paint a different picture. So if you take monthly listeners, that paints one picture. Oh, Kendrick's more poppin'. However, if you take daily streams, oh, okay, Drake's more poppin', and that's what the Drake side says. However, if you just try to take those daily streams and then you spread it proportionally, so what would this rapper have if they had the same amount of songs, then you get the number I got, which is in Kendrick Lamar's favor again. And there's an endless game that we can do with this, because let's attack what I'm giving here, because I don't have a dog in this race. I personally don't care. I just enjoy the game of it as a whole, and I enjoy seeing who has a certain allegiance to which side. So let's break it.
You enjoy doing the numbers.
Apart what I said. We could say, well, a better way to judge them, especially with the beef, is to see, because the whole argument that Academics was making too is, and the people that hate on Drake is, well, Drake after the beef really got screwed over, and he's actually demonstrating, since he's the number one most streamed, that he's recovered. However, the majority of Drake's songs and streams are coming from old music. Let me just pull it up. And yeah, I'm gatekeeping the site. It is what it is. We need to go back to gatekeeping. I'm sending it out to some people, but the people that got it will get it. So if we look at Drake's top songs that are...
Oh, they gatekeeping the site. This is a site that ain't nobody got. This is stats. This is stats and numbers.
Word.
This is stats and numbers. Y'all take a screenshot of this. This is very important right here. They ain't giving it. Hello, Yassine ain't giving it out. So you better screenshot these numbers. You better screenshot the numbers.
Are getting daily streams. We've got Nokia, number one, 2.2 million. That's a current hit. It makes sense. We've got One Dance, old song. We've got Love Me, old song. Passion Fruit, She Will, Die Trying, God's Plan, Wait For You, Headlines, Hold On, We're Going Home. We've got one song in the past year, which is his hit song. However, if we go to Kendrick Lamar and we look at the daily streams, in his top 10 daily streams, we've got Luther with SZA, recent song. All the Stars with SZA. Not Like Us, recent song. TV Off, recent song. Money Trees, old song. Humble, Love, Squabble Up, recent song. Like That.
All the stars. God dang. Ooh-wee. That Be Humble. Oh, man. That's wild. Y'all see this? Y'all see these numbers? Y'all check this out. This is impressive right here.
A recent song. So if we are to look at the numbers, clearly Kendrick Lamar on daily streams is far outperforming Drake with songs that were released in the past year. And this is also how someone else can attack this argument by saying, well, the reason why Kendrick Lamar is getting all of these numbers is because he went at Drake, and the favorability of Kendrick winning the beef against the biggest rapper in the game garnered him all of this attention that...
Nah, but what about the other songs before the beef though?
He correctly capitalized on. So Drake did quote unquote assist in this result. And I'm not willing to disagree with that. I'm only willing to disagree with it in the sense that someone is attempting to discredit Kendrick Lamar's accomplishment, because Meek Mill didn't have these results. Pusha T did not have these results. Anybody else that Drake went back and forth with didn't have these results. So what's the one common denominator in all of these beefs? Drake. Yet only one of those rappers was able to get the results and these massive spike in numbers.
And people is not taking into account that Kendrick Lamar's fans has been waiting on him for years. They've been waiting on him. They've been waiting for him to pop out. You got to understand that too. So when he pop out, everybody like, yo, oh, he out. Now this become the topic of discussion. People want to know. People who's not informed of him, they want to know. Oh, who my man talking about? Oh, who you listening to, bro? It's the new K-Dot right here. Oh, okay. Yeah, that's how that worked too.
which is Kendrick Lamar. So we can't say it's because of Drake. Otherwise, those other two people, well, Meek Mill got washed. Otherwise, Pusha T would have had that. Can we agree on that? Okay, great. And to knock off everything that we've talked about so far in this video, this doesn't really calculate the global impact. So a lot of this is Spotify data, YouTube data. I don't know if they're able to pull from Apple Music's API, but we're only covering regions that use Spotify. Now, you've got billions of people, let's say in China, right? They're not using Spotify in China like that. And you can't really measure who's more popular there. So that's what makes things like this difficult when we're talking about stats and numbers, because there's a lot of nuances and a lot of, well, you have to take into consideration that when we're talking about this person has more numbers, it's on this platform that's most used in these regions of the world, and these other regions, they don't even use it at all. And we have to take that into consideration. That just doesn't make for a good headline. It definitely doesn't make for good propaganda for whoever you're trying to portray as the person that won in this beef. But even then, I think Drake is doing fine. Most of the songs that are streaming right now, other than Nokia, all of the songs that are streaming right now, other than Nokia, are because of his old catalog. So you can't really do anything there. So even if we were to break it down even further and say, okay, only the songs released since the beef, who wins? Kendrick Lamar. And then some people will say, well, let's wait for Drake's new album, Iceman, or whatever it's called, to come out. And it's a never-ending game. So a lot of these numbers...
Look. We need to get Hello Yassine to go head up with academics, man. I think Hello Yassine will watch academics with the numbers.
Make sure he don't bring his little brother or nothing. He might try to molest him on the stream.
The only one that know them numbers, trust me. And you see how he trying to stay on the surface. He ain't want to break down. He ain't want to dive deep into it.
Nah, cause he knew. He knew.
This is the trickery.
Whack ass nigga.
This is the
Whackademics.
stuff that Drake be doing, man.
Oh, police ass nigga.
You already know that Drake would have lost when it come down to the
hell yeah. He got Drake dick.
About the output and
just realize that nigga lame.
The quality over the quantity of Drake's songs he been putting out. You see how Hello Yassine dived in there?
Shady Mathers is the man.
You know what I'm saying? Now put this right here, and that over there. Bruh, he will wash act.
Hell yeah.
Wash act, I'm telling you. I'm gonna leave a link in the description. Y'all let me know about this poop putt, man, up there, sitting up there trying to stay on the surface of the numbers, not diving deep. He try to put it up there.
Yeah,
like,
word. Sucker ass nigga.
48.2 million.
Oh, sucker ass.
And Kendra's under here.
Oh, dick in the booty ass nigga.
He got way more songs.
Yeah.
Remember, Dot be going there taking his rest. Dot be chilling with his family.